I'm Karen Schwinn, and I am here to support House Bill 2249, and I am representing myself and the Texas School Nurse Organization. I will say, though, as one of those school nurses, over the past 20 years, I do encounter many students that are at risk. They're at risk for developing preventable disease due to medical conditions, as well as the fact that they are also not immunized. Some examples of the immunosuppressed children are, obviously, as we've heard, those with cancers. And unfortunately, those numbers are increasing. We're seeing them annually. Those students with HIV, rheumatologic disorders, organ transplants. Once you've received an organ transplant, you cannot receive any live vaccine. Inflammatory bowel disease, and then our kidney failure patients. Again, based on medical need, these students cannot receive vaccine and therefore are at risk for pertussis or whooping cough, varicella or chickenpox, mumps and measles, as we've heard of recent outbreaks. So right now, when I report the data for our district, it's a relatively low percentage. That reflects the district. As I sort it by campus, and I've just done that on my own just to see what the percentages are, I do have some of the elementary schools, depending on which part of the city that they're in and which students service those schools or are attending those schools, there are some schools that have a greater exemption rate. That would be a consideration that I would want our community and our families to be aware of.
Representative Zedler.
Thank you for being here.
Thank you.
Let me ask you this, though. Do we ever know of any instances where, I mean, I don't see anything in the literature that I'm aware of that says that we know that an unvaccinated child led to children, other people getting sick?
I would actually have to go to the research and the evidence to actually be able to prove that.
But isn't that the whole premise of this whole thing? That an unvaccinated child makes everybody else sick, whereas what we've seen is that we've seen huge numbers, and in essence, they're vaccinated. So if a vaccinated child can actually get sick, then I would assume the vaccinated child could also share that disease, right? If that child got sick.
True, true.
The other thing is this. Why is it we decided to do it all on the children when, let's face it, like my daughter's a school teacher. She hadn't been given any boosters. In other words, so you have a good population of the school who are adults, and in most cases that immunity level has certainly waned, if not disappeared, and yet what we're going to do is put it all on the kids.
Actually, I can only speak for my district, because in my district we do offer our employees vaccines. Annually we do the employee flu vaccine, and at that time they can also receive any of the other vaccines, because under the Wellness Act they're covered by their insurance. We definitely recommend that. Again, we don't require that at this time. That would come from the state level. Yeah. But it is very highly recommended, and it's part of my responsibility as a nurse educator to be able to make that information, make people aware of that information. And make them aware that it is available at such places as Walgreens and CVS if they happen to miss one of the 3 clinics that we have during the school year.
But my point is that information is never reported.
It's not required by, I have to double check with my resource advocate, but I don't believe that's required to be reported at this time.